Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here on YouTube, and we are the Real to Sports Podcast, and welcome to our pro wrestling talk show, Talk to 'em Wrestling. Today, we're going to talk about the biggest icon in professional wrestling history, ladies and gentlemen. He was majority of our childhood's hero. I'm talking about the one and only, the man himself, the Immortal Hulk Hogan. So, sit back, relax, as we talk about the legend of Hulk Hogan right here on Talk to 'em Wrestling. Thank you guys for being here with us on this another episode of Talk to 'em Wrestling. Go ahead if you please, man. Go ahead, please. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. Turn that bell for all notifications. We're gonna need all your support tonight. Hit them thumbs up, man. Please. I'm sitting here with two very big wrestling fans here, man. We got representing the C Nation. The C Nation, the 16-time world champion. I'm talking about John Cena, the man, Philadelphia's son. And he is the CEO and chairman of PCW. Check him out on YouTube, PCW. Episode dropping tonight, right, Philly G?
Yes, at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock on YouTube, man. PCW, go check him out. He is the chairman and CEO of PCW, man. That man's name is Philly G. And the C Nation G tonight.
16 times.
C Nation G. And representing, man, an ECW legend. He is from Battle Creek, Michigan. And he is the whole effing show. Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Unorthodox. He is Rob Van Dam. I'm talking about that man name right there is Young Mark.
What's up, going on, peoples?
What's up,
Glad
bro?
to be here today, representing the whole effing show. The man who, if I'm not mistaken, beat John Cena in the Hammerstein Ball in the one night stand, 2006. But we ain't gonna talk about
it. Wait.
You
know what that was, right?
That was in New York, sir.
Yeah.
Far away from Philly.
Was that Hammerstone? That wasn't Hammerstone?
Yeah, that was Hammerstein.
It hurt my soul to see them throw that shirt repeatedly.
Hey, but it was due to happen because RVD he was just super over.
I'm gonna be honest.
He needed that, bro.
At that time, I never would have admitted this if you didn't bring it up, but at that time, I liked both of them. And when RVD won, I was kind of happy, but then I was like sad because I'm like, damn, Cena, man, can't give up the title like that at ECW in the battle, the enemy's battleground, you know?
Right, because that was lit, yo. I was happy for Rob Van Dam. About time that dude get some shine. He's in the Hall of Fame now, right? WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Oh, yeah. One of a kind, man.
Already
One
know.
of a kind. Well, let me, man.
Well, he got money like that. Okay.
I mean, you don't mind. Because I am the world heavyweight champion of hosts. Any hosts out there want to challenge me?
Oh, Lord.
For the coveted world heavyweight title.
So what's your finisher going to be? The one-winged angel?
I'm going to call it the autumn wind.
The autumn.
I'm with it. So
that sounds like a hard.
I'm going to take Baron Corbin move. I'm going to take Baron Corbin move. It's going to be the end of days, but I'm going to call it the Autumn Wind. But I do like that Blue Thunderbomb by Sami Zayn. Beautiful move. Beautiful move. Holy smoke. So let's get to the legendary Hulk Hogan, man. I grew up with this guy. Man, I know y'all, that's a little bit before y'all time, man, but
yeah.
I grew up with this guy. This guy was my hero, man. Like, I used to be bad, man, when I used to watch wrestling back in the 80s, and he was never there. He was at the time the World Wrestling Federation champion, and he was not there on those TV shows. I used to hate it. Because I'm like, man, where's Hogan? Like, where's Hogan? Where's Hogan? But when he was there, it was always something special. Let's start in this day in history. In 1984, man, Hulk Hogan, he beats Iron Sheik to win his first World Wrestling Federation title on January 23rd, 1984. Hulk Hogan becomes the first wrestler to escape the camel clutch. Remember that move?
Yeah.
The camel clutch. The signature. This is like a basic move right now.
Well, actually, it's those like the younger fans may not know it under the name the camel clutch. But if you're a fan of modern wrestling, Rusev uses that move, but he calls it the accolade. Well,
the accolade.
Now,
Rusev Mourier. Rusev Machka.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day.
Side note, real quick about the Iron Sheik. If you have a Twitter account, Iron Sheik is a really cool person to follow.
He's crazy as hell.
Yeah,
he is crazy.
It's always in caps.
He be smoking so much weed, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It says the signature move of the reigning World Wrestling Federation champion Iron Sheik as he defeats Sheik to win his first WWF title at Madison Square Garden, New York City. Only 1 month earlier, the Sheik, born or son, I'm not going to mess his name up. And had defeated Bob Backlund in a controversial match. I remember that because Bob Backlund at the time was champion for like 6 years. Bob Backlund, bro. Yeah, the chicken way, bro. He was insane. He was insane. Almost WWE champion for almost 6 years. A rematch was scheduled, but Backlund was injured, and Hulk Hogan, born Terry Bollea in in Augusta, Georgia, was given his spot. So imagine that, bro, in history. We would have never seen Hulkamania if it weren't for Bob Backlund getting injured. Because Bob Backlund is supposed to win in a rematch against the Iron Sheik, but it's clearly just said Bob Backlund was injured. So Hulk Hogan, again born Terry Gene Bollea in Augusta, Georgia, was given his spot. The 6'8", around 300 pounds, with long blonde hair and bronze skin, Hogan entered the ring with his theme song, Survivors hit Eye of the Tiger, electrifying the garden crowd after the Sheik took the Sheik's face, after he landed a kick to the Sheik's face and followed up with a leg drop, jumping in the air, landing his leg on his fallen opponent. The bout was over in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. You talking about a burial. Damn. And Hogan was the new word. He was the new World Wrestling Federation champion.
My matches on PCW last longer than that. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You're right. Your matches do last longer than that. God dang.
Twice.
Word. That's crazy. The victory began what became known as Hulkamania, as Hogan's phenomenal popularity led to a golden age for professional wrestling. A Southern working class hero in the eyes of fans, Hogan advised young Hulkamaniacs to say their prayers and take their vitamins and to believe in themselves. His championship reign lasted 4 straight years, and his enduring popularity brought unprecedented mainstream attention. I'm sorry. Ooh. Oh my God. I'm sitting here trying to put on my glasses, bro.
That word dropped the leg drop on his tongue. Yeah.
Word, yeah. Let's see. He lost the WWF title in 1988 to Andre the Giant, but regained it the following year with a win over Randy Macho Man Savage. He will hold it 4 times between 1989 in 1993. Oh, okay. All right,
that's
man.
4 years before we were born.
Facts, yo. I mean, I know you guys is, a little bit. That's a little bit before your time, but even man, Hogan was. I mean, and you guys know. I mean, because you guys are wrestling. Shit, y'all wrestling geniuses, man. So y'all know. Even though you wasn't born in that era, I know you guys seen Hulkamania at his peak, which is between 89 and 93.
The one moment that always sticks in my head, like when we were going into the show, and y'all were like, "Yeah, the topic's Hulk Hogan." Him picking up Andre the Giant is one of the greatest moments in history, bro. Man, that's insane.
That's insane.
Andre was not like people. For people that don't know, Andre the Giant was not like. That's why he was called the Giant.
What up, Smiley? Smiley's in the building.
What up,
Smiley. He said, "Oh, it's time to lay the smack down. The smack of down
on that candy ass."
Word. But yeah, very iconic. Philly G. I mean, C Nation G.
But I feel like without Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't have gotten John Cena or really a lot of the wrestlers that are here today. Or the ones that we like paved. We say that paved the way after Hogan. Without Hogan, there's no. I don't know. I can't think of there's no brand.
John Cena. Stone Cold Steve Austin, like big names. Facts.
I don't think I would compare him to Hogan or I mean it's the Austin or Rock. I think really you can only compare.
No, talk about star. Just star power.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I agree with what Aaron was saying, but I'm also saying like that WrestleMania moment that they had.
Oh boy, we get into that.
Hollywood Hogan. I mean, we're gonna get to it later. But
Oh yeah, boy. I'm gonna let you run that one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you run that one when we get there.
Rock was at the top, but I'm saying before that match, he was the Rock. After that, he was the great one.
Yes,
that makes sense, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. From he had some good feuds in the 80s. Of course, with Andre the Giant and what Smiley say? Crazy thing is, Hogan said Ric Flair was his inspiration. What you think about that, Smiley? Because I don't know. Hogan was. I'm not here to bury him, but I mean, Hogan did business for himself. You know, what I mean, he went in business for himself.
I mean, everybody got to have an inspiration, though.
Yeah, true. That's true. But the 88 Andre the Giant, that was just the buildup was so incredible. Those of you don't know that those guys, they was friends. They was, good buddies. And then all of a sudden, here comes Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, who's one of the greatest heels. He comes in and he started putting stuff in Ted DiBiase's head, and then saying bam, bam, bam. No, was it Ted DiBiase or Bobby the Brain?
No, it was the Brain.
You're Bobby the Brain. Ted DiBiase.
Ted wasn't there yet, I don't think.
No, Ted DiBiase was when Andre won the title, and Ted DiBiase tried to buy it. He tried to buy it from Andre.
Buying everybody's title at that time.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, but it was Bobby the Brain. You're right, Mark. And yeah, that was a good feud, man. And then it was very like Philly G said with the, with the Mania Slam, and also it was iconic when he ripped his Andre ripped his necklace. Y'all remember that when he ripped his necklace and his shirt? He ripped his cross off. The Hogan always wear a cross necklace. And he ripped it off, and Hogan's chest was bleeding or whatever. And Hogan really played that segment really good, man. His face, he looked like he was really hurt because him and Andre was real close or whatever. But great feud with that. He had a great feud. Word. And it was a great feud with Macho Man.
That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
The whole Mega Power storyline was probably one of my favorites.
There you go. Speak on it. Go ahead.
Just like it felt natural, like them coming together and forming a team. And then the breakup was just done so beautifully with Randy getting jealous of Hogan touching Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And then just to see it explode and them have that match against each other, that was definitely A1 storyline from old Vince.
A perfect one, bro. You are so right about that.
What about him and Ultimate Warrior?
Great. Mania 6, 1990.
Power versus Power.
Skydome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That splash was lethal.
God, this is so crazy, man. Y'all make me feel so old because, I was literally as a kid, my mom used to get pay-per-view, and I remember as a kid, I sat there and watched Mania. I sat there and watched it, bro. Mania 6, I remember it. And my mom let me stay up because it was on Sunday and I go to school the next day, but she let me stay up for it. And the main event was so late, even back then. And seeing Hogan lose. Word.
Look, if you don't watch WrestleMania now that it's broken up in 2 nights, man, I wouldn't suggest watching that second night because it's gonna be late as hell. If you got work in the morning on Monday, don't do it.
Exactly. Wrestling is just too long now. It's
gonna be in Hollywood this year too. So
yeah, it's a 2-night, and I'm glad they're doing it in 2 nights. And that's good. Instead of doing it
WrestleMania 40 mark.
I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it the whole thing. WrestleMania who?
40 is gonna be in Philly. So me and Mark, let's go do it, baby.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Mark gonna go.
Oh hell yeah. I gotta go because it's my
Philadelphia, man. Hometown, man. You might, hey man, or he might be there.
Hey man, he can still go in the ring for his age. I ain't gonna cap. He still move like prime RVD.
Absolutely, he still can. He still can go, man.
That's scary as hell at his age.
He can still go.
Y'all think Hogan can still go today?
No.
Hell no.
No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
I would much rather watch Undertaker wrestle Goldberg again than to see Hogan in the ring.
That was the drizzling. That was God awful.
Good Lord. Bad. And it is awful. Like, when I was watching it, I was by. I don't want to get off subject, but
no, you're good, bro.
That match, bro. I'm happy I watched it, but then again, like it was like, man, these 2 old heads, bro. There's messed up spots. There's botches here. There's botches there,
everywhere,
bro. Just in the match. When they ended the match, I was like, "Thank you, Jesus."
I know that's right. It is over.
I'll do you one even better. I would much rather see DX versus the Brothers of Destruction again than see Hulk Hogan wrestle.
And that was bad too.
That was literally the worst Mania. I mean, the worst wrestling match I've ever seen in my life.
Thank God it wasn't Mania, bro.
Shawn Michaels did not look good ball headed.
That was just. Ugh.
And I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. I mean, Shawn Michaels. I like Bret Hart. I really don't have a favorite wrestler, but if anybody, it'll be Shawn Michaels. And man, good Lord, he don't look good with a ball.
You mentioned Bret Hart. Can I tip the scales in Bret Hart's favor to make him your favorite wrestler?
Huh?
Bret Hart. I have something that'll tip the scales to make Bret Hart your favorite wrestler.
What's that?
You know who Bret Hart's favorite football team is, right?
Who? Oh yeah, of course he's a Raider.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Raider. Yeah, Bret Hart Raider. I seen. It was like a couple years ago. We was in Oakland. He was at the Raiders game.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. The only thing I have in common with him is he's a Cancer. July 2nd, the same day as my great niece. So yeah. So
Bret Hart.
And my birthday is 10 days after that. So
Bret Hart, man. God, what an awesome wrestler. I love Bret Hart, man. But I was more of a Shawn Michaels guy. Mm-hmm. I love Shawn Michaels. Best ring performer, I swear.
Hard to hate on Shawn, man. I wouldn't say I hated him as a kid. I was more so a Triple H fan, like just cerebral assassin, bro.
Yeah, Triple H is a great heel.
But that's that kick, that damn kick when he tuning it up. It's over.
Not to get off subject, but when he hit Shelton Benjamin in the Gold Rush,
I was about
when
to
he
mention
hit
that.
him coming off that, oh my God, that was like the best sweet chin music I ever seen him connect on, boy.
Good.
Shout out to Shelton Benjamin, Orangeburg, South Carolina, man. That dude is, that dude was nice. That dude was nice.
He should have been a Money in the Bank winner. But
I agree with that. That
he
dude
made that match.
He had it all.
Bigger.
He had it all. Athleticism. He wasn't that good a promo, but I could have did with that.
I think that's why they never put the title on him.
Yeah, he wasn't good promo at all.
But Roman wasn't good at a promo until a special somebody. You know.
And Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman is like the king of promos. So
damn,
who would have known?
We talking about John Cena when he let that little boy know. Yeah, that's why we got Roman now. The Roman that we got now is somewhat because of Paul Heyman, but don't forget Cena put him in his place.
Yeah, John Cena. John Cena is definitely one of the best on the stick, man. For real. Like, and think about it, it's not scripted. I think they just let Cena do Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the best thing. But Hulk,
I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
I was gonna say Hulk was good too.
Hulk? You talking about Hulk?
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Mean Gene, and that's what I was gonna get at. Like when in the 80s, man, something Mean Gene, and man, you could really feel because he was so pumped up, man. Hogan was just that dude, man. He was just that dude, the biggest
person to bring that energy, man.
Exactly, bro. Like he was like the biggest baby face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody was bigger than Hogan back in the 80s. Only thing, man, Vince had it so cartoonish as far as the characters and everything. But I mean, like you say, this dude was 6'8", 300 pounds. Like, and back then,
time period though.
There you go. Everybody was big. They had big guys back then.
That's true, Mark.
I think like where society was during the 80s, like every time I think about the 80s, I was never around back then, but whenever I think about the 80s, I always think about Nancy Reagan and Just Say No and that kind of stuff. So having somebody like Hulk with his motto and everything that he stands for, being a real American and all that, it definitely fit the time period. And with the advent of cable TV and TBS and USA and all that stuff, you needed like a mascot to kind of bring wrestling to the masses, and Hulk Hogan was definitely the guy for it.
Hulk Hogan was definitely the guy. I mean, he was 3. They say 6'8". Look at this dude. This dude was massive.
That's ridiculous.
This dude was massive, bro.
Thunder lips.
That dude was massive, man. It was crazy how big this dude was.
Beat the hell out of
former bass guitar, man. It's crazy. Bass guitarist. He's like, man. Oh yeah, go take it easy. Take it easy there, Thunder.
Take my gloves off, wait. Take my gloves off.
Holy, I first seen that, and they made him so big. He was like huge. It's like, damn. I know Hulk Hogan ain't big like that in real life, but Jesus Christ. They made this joker like a giant.
When he hit that ring, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he finna kill Rocky. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. So we're gonna jump out of the 80s. And so as Hulk in 1993 and WrestleMania 9, at this time, Hulk Hogan at this time, man, all to say your prayers, eat your vitamins. And things the fans begin to change, times begin to change, and the whole say your prayers, eat your vitamins, rip your shirt off thing was beginning to get a little old.
Yeah, it ain't no more. Yeah, Nancy Reagan, Just Say No,
right,
all that kind of stuff. Like it's NWA, it's Nirvana. You know what I mean?
There you go.
It's
and at
Bill
the time,
Clinton and his scandal.
There you go. And at the time, you had Razor Ramon coming in. God bless his soul. Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, the narcissist Lex Luger. All those guys came in, Mania 9. But controversially, what I didn't like was the main event, the World Wrestling Federation champion, Bret Hart, defended the title against Yokozuna. Okay, so Yokozuna won due to Mr. Fuji throwing the powder in his face, in Bret Hart's face. Yokozuna won the title, and immediately after the match, Hogan comes down there, acts like he's on the side of Bret Hart. All of a sudden, Yokozuna, or Mr. Fuji, challenges Hogan for a World Wrestling Federation title match. Bam! In 10 seconds, Hogan is the champ.
I felt like that was a slap in the face to Yoko.
Yeah.
May God rest his soul.
And the Bret.
Yeah.
And many people have called that the worst WrestleMania of all time. And that's been touted as the worst WrestleMania moment ever.
Like, and I love to Hulk Hogan, but man, that was bullshit.
It was, bro.
They should have kept it on Yoko, especially at the time. At the time, Yoko was one of the hottest in the 90s at the time. So to put the belt on him, you think about where the WWF/WWE was going,
right?
Up to his passing, of course, but who knows what would have happened? That could have probably saved his life. Yoko would probably still be here. I feel like that did play a part in Yoko's life as far as depression, maybe.
Shout out to Yoko.
Like, they took, the belt right off of you in 10 seconds, bro. That's
what I'm saying, to get to Hogan. And then Hogan, he loses the title. Oh, Jesus, when he lose that? That was Royal Rumble 94, I believe. When the whole fireball hit him in the eye and whatever, and Yoko rolled him up and took the belt. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Things is just, I don't know. And then that was the whole, steroid case and all that. So I think it was 94. Hogan, as it says right here, went down south to Ted Turner's WCW. And Ted Turner's World Championship Wrestling helped foster what was known as, I'm skipping ahead of myself. So anyway, so he went down to WCW, and again, he tried the whole red and yellow thing, and it wasn't working.
I think one of the reasons why it didn't work is because you had nonstop red and yellow throughout the 80s, nonstop. He was everywhere.
Yes, sir.
And then going into the 90s, you had
shit gets tired.
The horrific WrestleMania 9.
Yes.
And I think like the year before that, you had his horrible storyline with Sergeant Slaughter and the whole Iraqi freedom joint.
Facts.
So by the time he got to WCW, like he was just in bad storyline after bad storyline. Yeah. The whole red and yellow Hulkamania thing was really
same old stick.
It was really getting old. And then too, again, going back to where the real world was at that time, it was gangster rap, it was grunge metal, it was the anti-hero, like, screw the rules type joint. So
when you're speaking of WCW, you're going into an era of Goldberg, Sting, early Sting at this time, I believe, right?
Goldberg wasn't there yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
no, I was saying going into that, Mark, in that direction.
Actually, it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash because they was already down there as the outsiders. So by them jumping from WWF to WCW, it really changed because like Mark was saying, things was changing. Gangster rap, everything was everything was evolving, and nobody was, sick and tired of that. But what Hogan did at Bash at the Beach, 1996, changed wrestling forever.
That's what we call flipping the switch.
Yes, sir. The greatest, and I believe the greatest heel turn I have ever witnessed, and the greatest heel turn in professional wrestling history, when he leg dropped Macho Man Randy Savage to join Scott Hall and Kevin Nash as the New World Order. I remember it like it was yesterday. That he couldn't even talk. They threw so much trash in the ring. It was crazy, to the point where Tony Schiavone said, Hulk Hogan at the end of the show, Hulk Hogan can go to hell.
Yeah.
It was bad.
People felt that.
They felt it.
And I don't even think that was scripted. I think that was from the heart, from Tony, the great Tony Schiavone. Because, man, if I was living around that time, I'd feel the same way. Like, damn, bro, how dare you? You was
Yeah.
the baby face of the 80s. I understand everybody was getting tired of it, but how dare you?
How dare you? Like, he
You
was
know,
our hero, bro.
it was
He
just
was
like,
he was definitely our hero, and
now he became
to see him as he already was doing like a little heel thing before, because the whole Dungeon of Doom thing. I know you probably don't really know too much about that, but Dungeon of Doom was just terrible. WCW 1995, it was garbage, and it was just basically a bunch of characters, Kevin Sullivan and John Tenta, which is the Shark, and all of them was just against Hulk Hogan or whatever, trying to defeat Hulk Hogan, but Hogan gonna win, and it was just the same old steak, man. It was the same old steak. But shout out to Hulk Hogan, because what he did was he started rolling with the times.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Dungeon of Doom. I mean, I know you just explained it, but I'm like,
yeah, check it out, man. Dungeon of Doom. They was
I don't
garbage.
think I want to.
It was a bunch of characters, bro. Mark, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Somewhat. But if you want to peel back the curtain real quick on the NWO formation, this is another instance where Hogan was like right place, right time as far as his luck goes. Yeah. Because originally he wasn't supposed to have been the third man. The original third man was supposed to have been Sting. It was going to be Sting in NWO with Hogan, with Nash and Hall. Yeah. But Eric had just pitched the idea to Hogan. Hogan at first turned it down. It was like in Sting's hands. Sting's about to take it. Right. And then Hogan reversed course and ended up joining them, and it saved his career, honestly. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know if his career really would have survived had he not done that.
We talked about this, Mark, on talk a previous Talk to a Wrestling. We was talking about Kevin Nash and his legacy, and this is part of what we was talking about as far as Kevin Nash, because if he didn't make that move to WCW, we would have never had Hollywood Hogan. We'd have never had Hollywood Hogan. And that's the effect of what Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, they really, really affected professional wrestling in a good way. Just turned the ways of professional wrestling. And like Mark said on a previous Talk to a Wrestling, how he was saying that this is what fueled the World Wrestling Federation into the Attitude Era, because now Vince had to accommodate with all the goofy characters and all that good stuff. He had to let that go, and that because WCW was getting a little bit more real, and with Hollywood Hogan turning heel, that was major. So he had to accommodate with that. Shout out to Young Mark for that.
Right. Definitely. If I remember, I was gonna mention that it wasn't just
water.
it for Kevin Nash, it wasn't just we wouldn't have this character or that character, or we wouldn't have this wrestler. You wouldn't have a whole era without Kevin Nash.
I agree with that. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, boy, they holy smoke. They man. And like I said, Mark dropped some dimes on us about that. And man, you just don't understand, man. Like, these guys really changed professional wrestling.
That's why he the Brody.
Facts. Facts. But that heel turn, man, that heel turn in '96 was just it was major. Of course, it changed professional wrestling. It brought in, and WCW beginning to gain momentum with the New World Order, where it was really killing Vince McMahon and the World Wrestling Federation as far as the ratings. What was it, 83 weeks in a row, Mark?
Yep.
83 weeks in a row. And it was really, really, if it wasn't for the emergence of Stone Cold Steve Austin
and The Rock
and Mick Foley and
Mankind, Undertaker,
Taker,
who he became.
Facts. Vince McMahon himself with the character Mr. McMahon. Like, if it wasn't for that teamwork right there, WCW would probably be standing right to this day.
Right, and where would
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
I think while we're giving credit to the NWO for helping propel WCW, at the same time, the NWO was also the detriment of WCW in the long run because they didn't. The NWO became so dominant, they ran through the entire roster, and there was nobody else left to beat them and kind of carry the company forward. So you got these aging superstars who are getting older. They can't really go in the ring as well as they used to. And now you're at the turn of the millennium in the 2000s, and it's like, okay, what do we do now? Who do we have left that can carry us forward? Because you ruined Goldberg undefeated streak with the NWO.
With the
BF.
BF.
You got Booker T, but he's still
Right.
really young. And you haven't really propped him up yet. And I think that's why they ended up folding, just because they went so heavy on the NWO, they forgot about the rest of the roster.
Yeah, because you had so many members of the NWO. You had
that joint was huge.
It was mega huge.
The NWO.
Dennis Rodman. They started bringing Dennis Rodman in. I'm like, okay, you
for the younger audience that doesn't know, the NWO is the 90s equivalent of the Bullet Club today. How like the Bullet Club has like a crap ton of members and it's all over the place. And
that's a grand slam.
That was Bullet Club is the modern day version of NWO.
That's a good way to put it.
And the thing is, they both use the same thing. That's why the Click, NWO, DX, Bullet Club, whatever. When they see each other or they recognize members, they do this. I don't know if y'all see. They do that.
And that's very true because on an episode, I believe, on Monday Night Raw, Shawn Michaels, even though at the time Big Daddy Cool Diesel went down south to WCW Ted Turner in Atlanta, he did this to Kevin Nash on TV. And so the next show, Monday Nitro, which was WCW's aired Monday night show, Kevin Nash did. He said it too. He said, "Right back at you, HBK," like that on WCW TV. I thought that was real cool when they did that, man. I thought that was real cool. They were still friends.
As far as the company like going left, what we were saying earlier, I remember seeing the highlights of it or whatever. Hulk Hogan, didn't he go off on the mic saying like this sucks type of thing? This is why this company is going into the ground.
Mark, could you explain that? The Bash at the Beach 98, I believe, with the Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah, so WCW in the late 90s, they were on that phenomenal streak where they were beating Raw, but as the new millennium got closer and closer, WCW's popularity started to decline. They were losing fans to the WWE. And towards the end there, the World Championship was in flux. I think Kevin Nash was like the head booker or something like that at the time. So they go to Bash at the Beach, and they couldn't come up with a finish for the World Heavyweight Championship match. They couldn't come to terms on it. Hogan had a crap ton of creative power. Vince Russo was the head writer at WCW at the time. He wanted full control. And since the two of them couldn't agree, Hogan just said, screw it. He went out to the ring for his title match against Jeff Jarrett and literally just dropped dead to the ground and laid on his back, let Jarrett pin him for the 1-2-3 to win the title. And on his way out, I believe this was actually his last appearance in WCW.
There you go.
He dropped a pre-CM Punk pipe bomb on the audience and just went off on his grievances with the company and why he felt the company wasn't going anywhere. And yeah, he was sitting at home chilling for the rest of his guaranteed contract.
Hulk Hogan was very political as far as his matches, and I believe that at the time, even though he was just our hero, but Hulk Hogan had a lot of wrongs, and Vince Russo was basically in a shoot. He was saying that Vince Russo was saying that Hogan he never put over younger talent, and at the time, WCW had so much young talent that Vince Russo came in. There you go. And Vince Russo was actually trying to push new talent. But Hogan just had his agenda.
Russo saw what the company needed to survive going forward. And just thinking about it, just to go there for a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Think about how cool WCW could have been if you had stars like Booker T becoming a bigger star, Chris Kanyon, a forgotten hero. Like his in-ring style was unreal. May he rest in peace.
You ain't lying, man. The innovator of offense. That's what they called him.
Yeah. Like the
Holy
moves
smoke.
that you see, like the Young Bucks and Brian Cage doing, Chris Canyon was doing back in the
Chris
90s.
Canyon. Who's
So
better
shout out
than
to him.
Canyon?
Nobody.
Nobody.
So you could have had guys like that carrying the torch, for the new millennium and beyond. But because Hogan and those veterans that want to give up that power, give up the spotlight, you never got to see him. And it definitely sucks.
Right.
And Hulk Hogan is a cautionary tale because, to my personal knowledge, there hasn't been anybody with creative power like that since. Where, like, you don't, as a booker or a promoter of a wrestling company, you don't give all your creative power to one superstar, and you definitely don't put it in their contract. So Hogan was like the first and honestly the last one since.
That's a fact.
Triple H got close. But
He did get
nobody
close.
was worse than Hogan. Nobody was worse than Hogan.
That's a fact.
To add to what you said, Mark, when we're talking about the roster, and correct me if I'm wrong, at one point, didn't they have Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio on their roster?
They had
WCW.
Eddie, they had they had Eddie, they had Ray, they had Chris Jericho, they had Benoit, they had Dean Malenko,
all of it.
They had Mike Awesome, they had Raven.
Mike Awesome.
I mean,
he was 70s guy, whatever.
They had Dean Malenko.
Yeah, they literally had like such a boatload of talent.
The Iceman.
They got buried. So
that's true. And that's true, Mark. They had a lot of talent. That's one thing about Vince Russo. I mean, he had some goofy storylines and some terrible gimmicks. But the major thing that he wanted to do was push new talent. And I can't agree with him more.
And they could have pushed it.
Something that the WWE needs to do today, It's
like, I mean, that's
that's a whole other can of worms. No, go ahead, please.
AEW. This past Wednesday, correct? Look, that's why I mentioned it, host. Just you open up that door now.
I know.
It's time to feel what's in it. Anyway, AEW this past Wednesday, there was this guy named what was his name? Mark Action.
They went against Jericho.
Action Andretti. Yeah.
Yeah. He beat Chris Jericho. I didn't see that coming.
That people on the internet have literally called that the modern day version of 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon on Raw. So that's another thing that AEW, to not to go all the way off subject, but that's one of the things that they have recognized that they needed to do from the jump and have done it. And that's like, yeah, it's cool to have these former WWE guys come in and bring the casual audience to your product, but at the same time, they're also trying to build up and create those homegrown stars like Darby Allin and Ricky Starks and MJF, among others. So that's a sign that a wrestling promotion wants to last a while.
I respect Ricky Starks. Ricky shout out to Wall Street. What up, Wall Street? Shout out to you. I think Wall Street is watching. But what was Ricky Starks, man? Real quick about Ricky Starks. He's a good promo. He's good in the ring too. He's good. Right. Yeah, I like Ricky Starks. I remember him when he was in NWA Power.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember him.
He got out of there at a good time.
Yeah, he lying, because that's disaster, bro. I watched it like come on like Tuesdays on YouTube, and I'm like, bro, this can't.
I tried watching it once. I cut it off within like 2 minutes. I'm like, what is this?
It's bad.
Yeah, they're going down.
It's bad. What up, Chris?
And that's a good thing.
Acknowledge
NXT.
Chris, acknowledge me.
Never.
What's happening, man?
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, man. We sitting here talking wrestling right here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I'm ready for the
Now here's a question for you, host.
Yes, sir.
You being the longtime Hogan fan out of the three of us, do you think Hulk Hogan could have worked during Ruthless Aggression or even the PG era that we're in now?
It's funny that you say that, Mark, and why you say that. We can segue over to I believe it was 2003. No, 2000. Let me get this right.
2002, 2003 was when he came back into WWE for the
Mania.
second time.
First of all, I'm gonna let Philly G touch on Mania 18 when he went against The Rock in Mania 18, and Hogan at the time. Hogan just returned. Was like 7 years. He been gone for like 8 years from the World Wrestling Federation at the time, and he came back and he had a great feud with The Rock. Great feud. That was good,
feud, man.
That was good. Back when stuff was really built. But go ahead, Philly G. You could talk about Mania 18, Hogan versus Rock.
If I had one match, ladies and gentlemen, host, my boy Mark. If I had to pick one match to watch for the rest of my life, it would be that match. And I'd watch it a million times over, bro. And that atmosphere was insane too. Because you had a lot of Rock fans, but at the same time, you had a lot of Hogan fans. And they were digging that Hollywood Hogan. And when he does that old
it was in Toronto.
Bro.
It was in Toronto. Yeah. He cannot win in Toronto.
Bro. It was like, man.
Never liked Hogan. I understand. A lot of people didn't like Hogan.
Well, he's very Chris is like a 2000 baby, so we'll let him slide on that.
Okay.
We'll let him slide on that. But man, like I said, that match, I watched that match, and I take that over. And I might be going crazy here, but I'll take that over any Stone Cold Rock match. I would literally take that match over that.
I don't know about that one, because that's Stone Cold and Rock was like the biggest rivalry ever.
It was
to me,
but that match was just that match was
nice. Bro. The story was awesome, and then by the NWO coming in and beating up Hogan and Rock coming in saving him, and they doing the pose, and that was good. And that's how you book a WrestleMania. You have that go home feeling, and that was a babyface turn, believe it or not. That turned Hollywood Hogan, back into the red and yellow because he wanted to make one more run, which he did. And what I'm gonna answer Mark's question, he came back in the ruthless aggression era, and he had a lot of great feuds. He became undisputed champion, and he became tag team champion with Edge.
Yeah,
he was tag team champion with Edge. But I'm reading here, he had a great ruthless aggression when he came back. This is his last run. Let me see what Chris said. Might be a 2000 kid, but I know my 90s wrestling. My bad, Chris. Tell him.
I respect it. He know what he talking about, man. When we talk.
That's what's up. But ruthless aggression. He had a great feud with Randy Orton. Had a great feud with him. It was the legend killing the legend killer.
The early legend killer days.
Facts. When he
RKO on the car.
There you go, Philly G. And then we all know the Heartbreak Saga when he went against Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels was flopping like a fish all over the place. Good Lord, he just oversold. I don't know what Shawn Michaels was on, but he just really oversold. He oversold everything Hogan did.
You gotta understand, the host.
Yes, sir.
In that match, you literally had two of the biggest egos that ever entered the wrestling business.
Massive ego.
like they're literally only behind Vince McMahon. It's like the biggest ego in wrestling history.
Both of them. Vince catered to both of these dudes. Both of them, man. Another, what was his Mania?
He had that match with Vince at Mania 19.
This is Mania 21 when he showed up and saved Eugene from Muhammad Hassan when they was beating up Eugene. I remember that. Remember that? Mania 21. That was big time. That was Hollywood 21.
That was like one of the last WrestleManias that was like in a basketball stadium.
Facts. And then remember he came back as Mr. America. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
He came back as Mr. America. And then, like you said, Mark, the feud with Mr. McMahon. This match was 20 years in the making, at least. That's the tagline WWE went when the creator took on the creation. Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan.
That
And
sounds so
that was great. Let's see.
tough as hell.
He had a feud with Brock Lesnar. He feuded in his tag team championship with Edge.
Now, for everybody that says Hogan never put over a younger talent, he put over Brock Lesnar in that feud. I just want to say that.
He did.
As long as you know, the early days of Suplex City.
Facts. He really did. He really did on that. So Hulk Hogan,
that was hella historic because, like, really, up until that point, nobody had ever dominated Hogan, especially not like Brock did. But.
Nobody. And like I said, that was the red and yellow when he came back, when he was that Hogan. When he came back, when he was
looked so innocent.
Yeah, word, like a toy.
Yeah. Right.
He came back as red and yellow. So yeah, that was, I think I like his 2003 Ruthless Aggression. I like that tour when he came back, when he broke away from the WWE New World Order. I actually like it. I actually like it, man. I liked it. They put the Undisputed title on him. They put the tag team titles on him. He had great feud with Brock Lesnar. He had great feud, of course, with Vince. He had great feuds with I wouldn't say feud, but good match with Shawn Michaels. And he had a great feud with Randy Orton. Randy Orton, like, if y'all don't mind, man, I'm gonna indulge in Randy Orton in just a few seconds. But Randy Orton coming into WWE was phenomenal. He had that legend killer thing. I mean, it grew on me. I ain't like it at first, but it grew on me fast. And man, you talking about evil, sadistic heel. Randy Orton portrayed that to a T, beating up the likes of Mick Foley, Hulk Hogan, that feud he had with the Undertaker. That was, oh man,
evil,
that was nice.
I feel like
he was
little
sadistic.
Little do we know we hadn't seen evil, sadistic Randy Orton yet.
2009. 2009.
That's what I'm saying. The Viper was a different level of sadistic.
Yes, sir. When he cut his hair, when he was bald.
Right.
Yeah. When he was bad, Jesus, he was that dude. He had the facial expression.
Is when I started liking him, when he had the feud with Cena.
Yeah.
Another match where I was like, all right, I'm going with Cena, but if Randy wins, I won't be upset. That feud was pretty good. You remember Mark, the Core Nexus?
The Core,
him, right?
Wade Barrett
fight with Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett, I believe, didn't he throw him down the steps or whatever, put him out for a couple months, and Randy came back with vengeance. That's when he started doing the backdrop on the table. Oh hell yeah, I love that Randy. I still love Randy.
I'm mad that he mentioned the Core and like
the Core,
the Nexus.
That was terrible.
I ain't like it.
Like you just unlocked a lot of bad memories from our middle school that I was trying to forget, bro.
Not to shy away from what we talking about, but I felt like Wade Barrett. I look at it now; he was underrated, bro. That was another favorite of mine. Like his theme song,
he got
Save Our Queen.
He got
I like Bad News Barrett. I like the Bullhammer and Bad News hat.
Yeah, I was about to say that Bullhammer.
When he used to get up on that podium.
Oh my god!
I like
the Wasteland was horrible though.
Yeah, it was
terrible.
Hated that. Yeah, it was terrible.
I still hate that finisher to this day.
Me too. It's terrible.
This is like the worst finisher I've ever seen.
It's garbage.
Thing I've ever seen.
The Winds of Change and the Bullhammer. That was nice.
Winds of Change was dope, but that Bullhammer when he used to wind it up and then boom.
I like his promo. I like his promo when he get on the podium and the podium just rises up.
I hated
the host.
I hated that damn
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But for real, do you think like
Bad News Barrett?
Take Hogan's history aside, like if he had to start fresh, like forget everything he did in the 80s and NWO, forget all that. If you got to put Hulk Hogan in modern day wrestling, where do you think he would fit in? If he was starting fresh, like no history, just clean start.
Wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
Who would I feud?
With the real American era?
Yeah.
Who would I feud him with?
Do you think the real, not even that, getting to that, but like, do you think the real American gimmick would get over in like a modern day audience?
No, not now.
I mean, Bailey did.
Man,
Bailey's original gimmick got over.
Don't do me like this, Mark. You know I loved Bailey for a long time, and then she turned heel, and I hated that bitch ever since.
As far as like American stuff like that, Kurt Angle is about the only one that can really get that over. I wouldn't.
He got it over. He got over his heel though.
True, but he got it over. That's the thing. If you say Hogan's going to be fresh, I don't think
Kurt had a great.
I don't think he's going to. Yeah, exactly. Kurt was just a great wrestler. He was just very athletic. But you said
I remember
fresh.
As a kid.
Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
You said as a kid what? No, you said you remember as a kid what? Go ahead.
As a kid, Kurt Angle was the shit.
Angle
slam? Man. Come on, bro.
Oh yeah. Kurt Angle, man.
No disrespect. Perk Angle was like, Perk Angle was a different.
That Iron Man match against Shawn Michaels was out. That was the truth. That was Mania 21. That was off the chain. The chain. But if I had to throw Hogan in a feud in 2022, I would like to see him feud. I like to see him feud against. It's kind of hard to see him now, but like a heel Drew McIntyre, two big guys going at it.
I could see
honestly, I think if we had like Hogan in a modern wrestling atmosphere,
right?
I don't know if because of his limited moveset he would get over, but as far as like somebody to compare him to look wise, him versus Brian Cage would be a good eye popping match. You got two big buff dudes just locking up. Where him versus Bobby Lashley would be pretty cool.
We'll answer this. We'll answer this question real quick, and then we'll mosey on up out of here.
Bro.
Off topic. How y'all feel about Mandy Rose?
Man, I'm happy she started.
Go ahead, Philly G.
I'm happy she's gone, man. Like, I be real. Love Mandy, whatever, but I feel like she needs a new start somewhere else. The whole thing with toxic attraction is just not it for me, man. It's just not. So I'm happy, and congratulations to Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, true that. Mark,
I'm on the opposite, man. I think honestly, like her run with toxic attraction and running roughshod over NXT, I thought was pretty dope. It really like gave new life into her career. Because for a minute she was like, I hate to say it, for a minute there she was low key looking like she was gonna be another Eva Marie, like a really pretty face that couldn't really go in the ring like that. That probably would have been better off in the Divas era than the current era.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that she got fired is the reason why I don't really rock with it. They fired her for what she was doing with her own name, image, and likeness outside of the ring, and for whatever reason, that's a big no-no with WWE. I don't know why, but
Vince.
Yeah, I don't think she should have been fired. Me personally, I'm hoping it's just a work, and she's going to show up at the Rumble and be a well-needed shot in the arm to the SmackDown Live women's roster. I don't know why I said SmackDown Live. A much-needed shot in the arm for the SmackDown women's roster. So
they should need it.
Well, look. With that being said, Mark, I'm sorry, host again.
You good?
If they do that, if it is a work and they bring her back, Toxic Attraction's been running roughshod around NXT for a while now. It's time to bring them up to the main roster too.
Yeah,
but this time,
SmackDown
without Mandy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go to SmackDown, definitely. SmackDown.
SmackDown needs women's reinforcement.
It was amazing.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
I'm gonna say it was amazing too, because in SmackDown when she was feuding with Sonya Deville. Mandy Rose was terrible. She kept doing knee strikes the whole match.
Knee strikes and cutting hair,
That's
cutting
what she
this,
was doing.
cutting
Yeah, she
that,
cut her hair.
doing
Like
all
it
these
just
bids with Otis and shit. Like, come
exactly
on,
like
bro.
it wasn't hitting. So she went to Toxic. I'm sorry, Toxic. She went
to
NXT. she went to
Yeah.
NXT and she rebranded herself in Triple H, rebuilded her, and she ran. She had a good run. Really, NXT didn't really have anything as far as women down there to really challenge her like that. But it was good that she held the title and it really revamped her career. Also, I see is doing NXT is really doing a good thing by revamping Apollo Crews in his career.
Yeah.
So that's really
Why
dope.
you laughing, man? Apollo's the shit.
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of him, but like I'm just kind of
Me
mad.
too.
Like I was warming up to the Nigerian gimmick, and then they took it away.
I like
Bro.
it too with
I was
Colonel
waiting for them to
Aziz.
get rid of it. when they were like, when I didn't see him no more, I was like, all right, so they must be getting rid of it. Then I seen him in NXT. I said, all right, now we're getting a serious Apollo Crews.
Yeah, he's not good as a heel. He's good as a babyface. But he's a babyface in NXT. He's a babyface. He feuded against matter of fact, he went against Braun Breaker for the NXT title.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, it's a good match. So
if y'all want to go check that out, go to Peacock. It's only $4.99 a month.
Look, he just sold it.
Nah, bring back the network. Bring back the network, please.
You ain't lying, bro. I missed the network, bro. I miss it, man. Well, we don't talk about Hulk Hogan.
Country and get it.
You could. You could do that.
That's what I'm about to do. Honestly, I'm about to move to Canada.
You ain't gonna leave me, bro.
Canada, eh? Canada, eh?
Canada, eh?
Yeah, eh? Well, we done talked about the Immortal Hulk Hogan, one of the greatest of all time. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today, man. As always, we want to thank you for watching us talk some pro wrestling here on Talk to Him Wrestling. And thank you for Chris in the live chat and Smiley in the live chat.
Appreciate y'all.
In the live chat, man, y'all tell us who you guys want us to talk about on the next Talk to Him Wrestling. Y'all let us know, man. Let us know who y'all want us to talk. We will fulfill your yeah, we'll do that. We'll fulfill it. We'll fulfill your request, man. Young Mark, man, tell them about DCW. You got anything with DCW coming out? Young Mark is also a YouTube content creator over on YouTube, man. It's King Williams 3D, and he is the co-founder of DCW, that is Dynamic Championship Wrestling on WWE 2K22 on all platforms. So you got anything going on over there, Young Mark?
Yes, sir. We got this Sunday. We're gonna have Keith Lee going up against DCW's Resident Bully.
I seen that
Crimson
promo
in a one-on-one match.
Yeah, I seen that promo on Facebook. I seen that promo, man. I seen that promo.
So check us out Sunday afternoon. When you're taking a break from watching football and you need something to switch it up a little bit, it's going to be a primetime heavyweight fight. A lot of hard hitting, not for the faint of heart. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. DCW, baby. And again, you can check Young Mark out at on YouTube, King Williams 3D, and that is DCW, man. And it's on WWE 2K22 on all platforms. So y'all go check them out. And while you're there, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button for them. Show them some love. No doubt. And my man, Philly G over at PCW. That is Pro Championship Wrestling. He's also a YouTube content creator, WWE 2K22. And that is PCW, Pro Championship Wrestling. Only on YouTube. It's dropping tonight at 9 p.m., man. Philly G. Go check him out, man.
9 o'clock. We got Jay Uso facing Tank Jones, the Terror. And we also got Jimmy Uso facing Tyler Jones. And tonight, who will be the surprise opponent for Antonio Baker, the PCW Undisputed Universal Champion? It's live, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, baby. I tell you what, hey, Philly G got more belts than AEW, bro.
There you go, throwing shots at AEW.
Yeah, man. I can't do
Speaking of AEW, before we get out of here for the night,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely want to give a special shout out to an AEW legend and a WWE legend at that. On behalf of the Real to Sports podcast, want to send a special birthday shout out to the late great. Some may know him as Luke Harper, others may know him as Brody Lee. Today would have been his birthday. But definitely rest in peace to that legend. You know, he would definitely be missed.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna add something to that, bro.
Yes, sir.
You already know me. I was a big Wyatt family fan, and he was my favorite, man. Like the day that he died, it hurt my soul. Like it really did. I don't know the man from Paint, but watching him in his career, great guy. Just man,
Luke Harper,
great wrestler too.
Luke Harper, man,
yeah. I pay that fine.
Luke Harper, no doubt, man, no doubt. Happy birthday to him, man. All right, man, we're gonna get out of here, but you guys check us out tomorrow. Tomorrow, man, we got the Real to Sports talk show. That show is going to be a banger tomorrow, man. We got a special guest coming through from the Rick T platform podcast on YouTube, man. His show is a sports podcast as well, and we can't wait to have him to come on the show and chop it up with us. So come check us out tomorrow at 1 p.m. only on YouTube. And trust me, you guys do not want to miss it tomorrow, man. So on behalf of myself, I'm the host, and I am the world heavyweight champion of hosts.
Somebody's got an ego.
Yes, sir. Philly G. And the C Nation. And my man, Young Mizar. All day, baby. Battle Creek, Michigan, baby. The whole effing show.
Best to ever do it.
That's right, man. Right. R.I.P. Brody, no doubt, man. So again,
yes, sir.
Check us out tomorrow at 1 p.m. The Sports Talk Show. And y'all know how it is, man. Y'all be safe out here. And we out. Yeah.